Hello everyone, welcome to week 9. So I apologize for the delay. I was having like a little bit of technical difficulty with over the weekend with my computer. So here we go. So for week 9, you guys all submitted the your final edits for the clock project. So I'm gonna start printing with the laser cutter, but obviously it's gonna take a week or two for me to print everything. So that's gonna take time. So once I'm done with that, I'll notify you guys, and then you guys can pick it up and then start working on that. So meanwhile, we're gonna get into the we're gonna get started with the next project, which is going to be a making a Google Doodle animated GIF project. So let's go to the right here. So project animated graphic design. Animated graphic design. So here assignment is TBA because I have not decided yet, but it is going to be the last day of the class, the final exam day. So here you can see the past student examples. So Google, we're going to create our own Google Doodle using our own story. So for him, Lane, back in 2020 when he created this, he was the story behind this design was the road trip that he used to take with his dad from the west coast to east coast. He's from California, and then his family moved to New Hampshire or something like that. Was it Maine? I think it was Maine. So that's why he created this kind of a different landscape along this letter Google. And this Colton created this kind of a mountain coaster. Mountain roaster? Is it coaster roaster? Mountain coaster when he went to the Gatlinburg with his girlfriend. So he created this kind of a animated GIF using this letter of Google. I think this was really interesting. And Jaron created this kind of a hip bump fighting scene when he went to the church camp with his girlfriend. So apparently the camp was held in like a beach, and then he had a whole this story behind it. So I think this is cool example as well. And Driana created this his dad bringing a dog that she has right now, and the story behind it, and his smoke is creating this kind of G to complete the letter Google and things like that. So each design has a narrative, a background story. So any kind of a good artwork or design has to have a strong story. So that is why this week we're going to work on story development. So if you click the story development, you'll see all this information on how to create a strong story for your design. So I want you to write a short story, but try to describe everything that you were experiencing. So for instance, when I was in New York City, back in 2019, it was one of the hottest days. Actually, it was Chicago. Was it New York City? Yeah, New York City. It was one of the hottest days of the year. So, and then New York City was before COVID, obviously, 2019. And Times Square was so busy, so there were so many people, and then I was sweating a lot, and there's just heat from the people itself, and also the heat that the concrete absorbs, and I was just sweating like a pig. And then every time I took a step, I could see my sweat drop to the ground. So I want you to be descriptive as much as possible, because if you do that, you'll be able to include a lot of background and elements in your design to make your visual narrative much stronger. So to create a strong visual narrative, you have to have a strong written narrative. So that is this week's agenda. So here, so just follow the instruction here, and then submit it to, if you click it, submission example. I'll make a new thread for the story development submission here. And this week we have a few assignments. So first is how to image trace, and second is Photoshop brush and eraser tool. So this both of them just going over the basic function of Photoshop, and also this particular tool that Illustrator has, which is image trace. So watch these two videos and submit these two. So Photoshop basic exercise, submit, export your file as a JPEG, and then submit it to this master thread by replying to this thread. And for the image trace and the Photoshop animation, submit your animated GIF by replying to this master thread. So if you have any questions about this two exercise, just let me know, because first exercise right here, it is a lot of information. and this is 30-minute video, so you're gonna have to really like pause and do one thing and here and there. But if you're stuck at anywhere, and if you're not sure how to do certain things, just shoot me a text or email. I'll try to respond to you as soon as possible. All right, so that's this week's agenda. So I'll work on the story development and work on the assignments, and I'm gonna try to print as much as possible and as soon as possible, so that you guys can get the materials and start putting things together. So, alrighty.